59,000 entries. As a national winner, Darius receives a $500 Target gift card, which he tells me he doesn't have any idea how he's going to spend. I could help with that. And he also had the pleasure of nominating a library of his choice to receive a $10,000 Letters About Literature Promotion Award. Darius nominated his elementary school library, Meadows Elementary, in Huntington. Elizabeth Green is the delighted principal of Meadows Elementary, and Miss Kitty, who is here today, is even the more delighted librarian. Congratulations, Darius. Another first, Darius is going to read his award-winning letter to Mark Doty, author of Dog Years. Darius, you're on.
You're up.
And the letter said, you have the letter too? Good.
Before I begin, I would like to give a thanks to everybody that was in part of judging my letter, and I wanted to tell them what an honor it is to be here. I'd like to give a special thanks to my librarian, Miss Kitty. Dear Mark Doty, I'm a sucker for dogs, specifically for golden retrievers. Specifically for golden retrievers on the cover of books, like yours, Dog Years. While shopping with my dad for books one day, I passed by a table with Dog Years displayed in the middle. Unfortunately, I had forgotten my wallet, my dad's frequent complaint, and had to beg him to buy me your book. Please, Dad, I said. It's by Mark Doty. Honestly, I didn't know who you were then. I just love the picture on the front because it looks like the dog. Your dog, Bo, I discover, is pleading with shoppers to buy the book with his big brown eyes and perked up ears. It would take more than begging to convince Dad this time. I knew he'd remind me that I had 5 books at home I hadn't read yet. I'm a sucker for books, too. Mark Doty the poet, Dad asked, grabbing the book from my hands. All it took, apparently, was your name. You see, my dad is a poet, too, and so is my mom before she died in a car accident 8 years ago this February. My 6-year-old brother also died in this very same car accident, leaving me and my dad to face a world without them. I was only 3 at the time and didn't understand what was happening. When I asked, everyone told me Mama and Cyrus went on a long journey and I wouldn't see them for a while. It was a difficult time for my dad and me. I missed the attention I usually got from my older brother, so at meetings with my dad's boarding school students, I often tried to steal the boys' attention, dancing and raising things, accidentally, around them. One night, Dad surprised me. He knew of a litter of golden retrievers that the school's theater director was selling. Dad told me that he'd thought about it and I could have one. Sure enough, 1 week later, Fuzzy and Chubby Jack Jack entered our family. He quickly ate Dad's favorite Tony Llama cowboy boots, he left presents on the kitchen floor, and he rolled in dead squirrels and birds rotting behind our apartment. So I giggles when your Bo smothers himself in cow poop, and your other dog, Arden, rolls in whale blubber that looks to you like a mattress that's washed on shore. What is it about smelling horrendous that thrills dogs, you ask? My thoughts exactly. You raise other questions that are harder to answer. What is death anyways? What do living things feel in those final moments? And most of all, what do we do with all this sadness every time someone we love dies? Most people wouldn't consider this a book kids can understand, or should read. But I wish that adults understood that mushy answers don't feel true, and they don't comfort us. Sometimes they make us feel even sadder. Now Jack Jack is almost 7, and still fuzzy and chubby, and I can't begin to tell you what he means to me. Maybe I don't have to. I think you already know. As you explained in Dog Years, Bo came into your life just as your partner Wally was dying. For both of you, Bo was a golden ray of light, a very special animal who teaches you a lot about life and death, and who helps you through it. You remind us that dogs have their own feelings. They have spirits just as big as ours, even though they don't have the ability for speech. It doesn't mean they aren't capable of speaking directly to our hearts. As you write, maybe we should be glad finally that the word can't go where the heart can. Not completely. It's freeing to think there's always an aspect of us outside the grasp of language, the common stuff of language. Maybe that's why I was never more comforted than when Jack was by my side, licking the tears from my cheeks when I fell or just felt sad. I didn't have to explain. I could just be with him, and he'd wag his tail or lick my hand, or just look at me with that tiny glint in his eyes, some spark of thought, of love. Books have been my great friends too. I took yours with me to bed every night to read with my new mom, Rachie. Jack was always by the floor, listening to your words about Wally, Bo, and Arden. Sometimes Rachie and I laid beside him on the floor, despite his breath, petting him as we read. Who would have thought that just a single book could bond us like that and remind us of what we have, even as we've lost so much? That day in the bookstore, I was just looking for a good story about a dog like mine, the only one who sings along whenever I practice the recorder, the one who always greets me at the door with a playful growl. I don't know what I'll do the day when he won't be there waiting, but I'll know I'll have your book to guide me through it. In many ways, it already has, and I thank you. Yours truly, Darius Atefat-Peckham.